Hi folks, it's David Ostriker here in Karmiel. It stopped raining for a little while, so I'm outside. You can see behind me the backyard. It's really lovely at this moment and sunny. Rain is coming again soon. We're in the middle of the rainy season. This week we're in Parsha EARA in Shemot. And we're at a critical moment of turning. Moshe went last week and told Pharaoh that it was time to let the Jews go. Pharaoh's reaction was, what are you talking about? They're mine. They're my property. They're my slaves. They're not going anywhere. In fact, you're irritating me, so go tell the Jews they have to keep making the same number of bricks that they made before, but I'm not giving them any straw. The Jewish reaction to this is quite natural. The Hebrews say to Moshe and Aaron as they leave Pharaoh, what have you done to us? You've made us a stench in the nose of Pharaoh and his people. You've put a sword in their hand to murder us. Not good. Not good at all. And Moshe is distraught. He leaves and goes and decides to have a conversation with God about this. And he reprimands God. He says, how could you do this evil to these people? From the moment I came and talked to Pharaoh, things went worse. You didn't rescue the people. How could you have done this? It seems that now not only have the Jewish people come to desperation, but Moshe has lost faith as well. Moshe is sad. Moshe is unhappy. Moshe is genuinely depressed, and he makes it clear that it's God's problem. You sent me. God doesn't apologize. Almost the opposite. God says to Moshe, Hashem says to Moshe, he says, now you will see what I will do to Paro. That is to say, now that you have come to this moment, and Paro has come to this moment, and the Jewish people have come to this moment, and in fact the whole world has come to this moment, now the Geula, the redemption, will begin. Not before. And he's going to send him back. But he has a further statement which begins this week's Parsha. Vayidaber Elokim El Moshe Vayomer Elav Ani Hashem. God spoke to Moshe. This is the very beginning of this week's Parsha. And he said to him, I am Hashem. Yud Ke Vav Ke, the four-letter tetragrammaton name of God. And he goes on to say to him, I appeared to Abraham, Yitzchak, and Yaakov with the name, excuse me, with the name Shekai, not with the name that I've given you, that I've told to you, the four-letter name. So in this sentence, there are three different names of God being used. Elokim speaks. He tells Moshe, I am Yud Ke Vav Ke. But I didn't use this name previously. When I spoke to the Avos, who always had faith in me, I only told them I was Kel Shekai. I was the God of control. The God of, it would have been sufficient. What are we learning from this? It's a tremendous amount of information packed in very small. Elohim speaks. And with this, I'm relying on the ideas of Rabbi Shimshon Raphael Hirsch, as spoken by Rav Yitzhak Alderstein. Today, on Friday, is the yahrzeit of Rav Hirsch, in fact, who passed away in the calendar of the nations on December 31st, 1888. And he tells us, Elohim spoke to Moshe. Moshe, you're seeing things through the eyes of the nature. That's understandable because you are a human. You're finite. And so you see things as they are, naturally. And naturally, the Jews are slaves to an awful taskmaster, to Pharaoh. And he mistreats them, right? And he seems all-powerful. And that's what you understand. I am Elohim, but I am more than Elohim. And he jumps ahead and he says, the Avos knew me as Kel Shakai, as the one who did enough. When they needed something, I was there to help them. I was there to help them. But that was it. But to you, I have revealed my name, Yud-Kei Vav-Kei. I am what I am. I was, I will be, I am always. This is the God. I am the God of everything. It's all within me. It's not what you see in nature. If I choose, I can change nature. And that's about what you're going to see now. I am about to turn the world on its head. Not your world, Moshe. Pharaoh's world. I'm going to give him a course in who I am. And in the process of Pharaoh learning who I am, you will understand who I am. The Hebrews will understand who I am. And the world forever will understand who I am. Yud-Kei Vav-Kei. And this is a reassurance to Moshe. It's God saying, it's all on track. If you saw the track through the eyes of Elohim, what you saw was a tunnel with an oncoming train. But if you saw the track through the eyes of Yud-Kei Vav-Kei, you saw bright lights at the end of the tunnel. Lights of freedom. Lights of promises that I made to Abraham and Yitzchak and Yaakov fulfilled. Lights of a promised land, flowing with milk and honey. Lights of the defeat of the evil that has enslaved my children. And so now return with your brother and begin this process. Know who you're working for is not Kel Shakai, is not Elohim. You, Moshe, are working for Yud-Kei Vav-Kei. And Yud-Kei Vav-Kei will succeed, as will you. The rest of the Parsha is the plagues, which we could devote hours to. I'm not going to do it. It's Erev Shabbos. But I just wanted to make clear this is a radical change that is happening right now in the Torah. And it's one that is an abiding change. You know, this week was the 75th anniversary of the Holocaust, of the liberation of Auschwitz. And I have to tell you, there are parallels between the life of the Jews at the end of the slavery with Paro, the infanticide, the attempts at genocide, and the Shoah, and the liberation, and now the miracle of Israel itself. The kings and princes, presidents and prime ministers came to Yad Vashem to make their own pledge, never again, to recognize the tragic rise in anti-Semitism that is in our time, and to dedicate themselves to put an end to it. But more than that, Hashem himself has shown himself through the creation of the great state of Israel, that it will not happen again. This is not the 1930s. This is 2020. This is a time when Israel will not be kicked in the dirt, when Israel will stand strong. And through its strength, those princes and kings and prime ministers and presidents know it is in their self-interest to stand with this nation. Shabbat Shalom from Karmiel, David Ostriker. Be well. Good Shabbos.